D&D though.
What are you
Maybe.
doubting? Are you doubting my men? Adrago, Avanti, Weed, Rides, Lass, Voice, and Lysu. Oh, and Ober. Would I
Drogo?
name them if they were nobodies?
Yes.
Yeah. You could have
I would name them if they were nobodies, just to mess with people. I'd call out commands to the unseen servants who would then proceed to do nothing.
It cometh the day that when these servants find out are not real at all, and they just been scamming to get more money.
The troopers get called nobodies, so one of them raises its middle finger at
They
you.
got no hearts. They're heartless.
They're cronies. Goons.
Well, how fast is your mercenary company?
Fast as walking. I will need to bring up that page.
Do I have any? That's concentration.
So this is the time where we figure out how exactly are you traveling together at all, or what?
I'm Turtles.
Still debate.
I don't know, Turtle, are you charging for cart rides?
No, I don't care, dude. You can come sit in my car.
Cool.
Just
I
don't
feel
bother
like-
me with shit.
I feel like Heskin does that thing where he offers, but then he also gives a bunch of complaints about oh yeah, if you join my cart though, I might fall asleep. And then every time I sleep I snore, and then when I snore I breathe lightning, and it's just terrible.
Like the idea that you breathe lightning in your sleep.
Yeah. I'm a dragonborn.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, also, but that's just my fake reason. In reality, I don't like any of you pink skinned and other people.
You don't like.
Scales are the way. Really.
What are you, an Andromedan?
Well, hey, man, me and you.
Ah, you stupid pink skin.
Yeah, I'm.
Hey, I don't vocalize it. That's just my internalized thoughts.
You're
I mean,
either an
I-
Andromedan from Star Trek, or you're no, never mind. The other guys would be smooth skin. You fucking
I mean,
smooth skin.
Yeah.
I'm over here. I'm not covered in pink skin. I have pink skin, but
Yeah, but
Okay.
are you covered in scales?
I am covered in scales. and
All right. Well, I
also-
respect Turtle.
I'm covered in scales, blue,
Oh.
and I'm a draconic ancestry sorcerer. So me and you will
I
get
mean,
along.
I'm kind of old, so my skin's been described as scaly before by the odd lass or so.
Wait, they have dwarf women?
I don't know. I prefer humans.
If it
Pigskins.
helps to consider, with the carriages, you could move at 30 miles a day, which is 1 extra hex, without pushing yourself or forcing a march, or wearing out your horses, because they're nice like that. The people who have to walk could do a fast walk and suffer a -5 to perception to observe any danger that could occur.
At the end of the day, after thinking about it, I would look at the half orc and be like, "Oh, I feel bad for the mother, whatever orc had to deal with that." So I might offer a ride to him, but I'm still considering it.
No, Ragram is just going to follow the carriages to begin with.
Just
On his own
wait,
horse.
my carriage. Oh, if you got your own horse, you don't have to.
Yeah, my own horse. My own riding horse.
Alright, so 10 minutes down the road, I want to kind of look at Commander and go, should we give some of your people a horse, or is this common for everyone you work with to ride and your people to carry you?
I'm sorry, your question didn't make sense.
Why does your mercenary company exist to carry you, or did you not buy horses for them? Because I'm sure between the two carriages, we could probably fit everybody. If you don't care about not being carried for the day and a half it would take to get us there instead of the 3 days it would take.
Day and a half. I think you're mismeasuring the map.
I mean, with a
Let's
full
zoom out here. We're talking about 2 hexes a day at best. That's 1, 2,
And that's
3,
if you
4,
travel along the road.
5. That's a little over 5 days.
Okay, right. Still, but if it's not in the carriage, it's 5 days. Without the carriage, it'd be like 10. Because we'd have to do it one hex at a time.
Anything worth doing is worth doing slowly but correctly. What happens when your carriage hits a rock and you break
We
an
repair
axle?
the carriage.
Yeah, that takes a while.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. I don't think you've ever broken an axle, boy. I think you're new to this whole carriage thing. Also, suspect if you're a boy or not.
Huh?
Alright, well, I offered. No one
So
considered an
let's make
offer.
it clear, real quick.
Seems like
Turtle,
Theta-
how are you traveling?
I'm traveling by carriage pulled by 2 draft horses.
All right. How is Heskin traveling?
Same way.
He's in my carriage.
In a separate carriage, but they look almost exactly alike.
Turtle, character name real quick again.
Ayana.
There we go.
Heskin puts his carriage on top of Ayana's carriage.
It goes
Theta,
faster.
you are walking, being carried.
Yeah, I'm traveling by a sedan chair, which is basically a locomotion.
Viceroy.
I'm following the 2 carriages on my own horse.
All right. Following on horse. And Quincy. You also have a horse?
No, I'm in Turtle's cart.
I love if one of you was just a druid who turns into a horse and this goes.
All right. So most of you are in the carriage, and this is really good. So question is, do you slow down for him, or do you force him to speed up?
Here's a clue. You can't force me to speed up.
You can choose a faster walking pace with a perception penalty.
I say we force him to speed up.
Again,
So I
you
offered
can't
him the
force me to
carriage.
speed up. It's always an option. I can go at a faster pace. Or I can just let you guys speed on ahead and take all the risks for me.
Yeah, I take all the risks, so I'm always like, I just tell my cart driver to go. Like, I don't care about any other person.
You also have a hireling on board doing the driving.
Oh yeah, a skilled one. His name is Jorge.
Okay, that's good.
Jorge Rodriguez.
Copy and paste them. So you are going at a normal mounted pace.
Yeah, alright. Yeah, bye, Theta.
All right. So
Why are
then,
you moving so slow?
Ayana and everyone else will encounter things along the road first, and Commander will pick it up maybe about an hour afterwards. And of course, he will end up being about 12 miles
Severely
away.
de-leveled character.
We're all level 8 by the time we get there. You finally show up.
Okay. So
You're
you
all
set out
dead.
on the road, and it's still very early in the day. Venturing away from the city, traffic still bustles up and down the road. People are carrying food, iron, and leather in, and hauling crafts and tools out. The river crossing is busy, and parchment and wool are brought from deeper in the territory on various barges here. If you want, you can maybe stop and talk to people for a moment and make a persuasion check. Or you could keep driving by.
What am I persuading?
Talking, having a good time, asking them what they're doing.
Having a good time.
Who are you persuading?
Having
Hey,
a good
Turtle.
time.
Turtle, you're not gonna stop at all.
Exactly.
Okay, so Ayana is the only one to maybe stop and talk to the merchants on a short little break for the horses.
Oh, it's literally part of the song. He's not gonna stop at all.
Oh, I know. Uh, you do discover one of them is actually carrying quite a load of potions, but he doesn't seem immediately willing to sell them to you.
Fine. He's not to sell me. He doesn't want to.
Okay. If no one else wants to try, then we'll go ahead and keep going down the road.
I think I'd be tempted.
Okay, you could go ahead and try to talk to him.
Yeah, of course. When I try to talk to him, I do it the noble way by saying, "You there, sir? I believe your services should be available to such an amazing being such as myself."
Calls you a moron.
The normal way.
You're
But this
definitely a rarity here. Go ahead and roll persuasion.
Absolutely.
But I don't think that has much bearing on my business, honestly. Still gotta get these into town. There's people who want them.
Yeah,
Hold on. I'll say, hey, we are an adventuring crew. They could go to some really good yokans if you sell them to us. Is this the charisma crew?
it might be.
And then you look over at the half orc that's stupid as hell.
Oh, don't worry. Iona's stupid as hell too.
So I'm trying
Alright.
to get him to sell it to us in 17.
So, Quincy, you pop out and you mention a good cause and goes, well, I suppose if it be for the builder or something, I could maybe part with you. Maybe a little cheaper, He is willing to sell you potions of healing for 25 gold each, and potions of heroism for 150.
How many healing potions?
A fair number, at least up to 10.
How much is he selling them for?
25 each, right here.
How
I'll
many
take two.
did you say? I think you cut off on how many you had.
10.
Oh, 10.
That's not how many he has, but that's how many he's willing to part to here at the river.
I would buy 4 just for myself.
Go for it.
Buy 4.
Alright, 8 of them are gone. 2 more to go.
That's 120.
No, they're all gone. I took 2. They took 4 each.
Okay.
Alright, all of the potions are purchased, or well, all the healing potions are. There's still the potion of heroism.
What are those, by the way?
I
Give you the
believe they
heroism
give
effect.
some temporary HP. I will need to pull that up again, but
Sound
they
like
are kind of nice. I think they also give a attack bonus. Or something. I will double check on this because that's actually important to tell you.
Sounds like we're already getting the good deals. Am I right, Turtle?
Well, you're catching merchants while they're just kind of moving things to and fro before they're actually at expensive shops.
I mean, yeah, that's good.
Potion. Potion of heroism. For an hour, you gain 10 temporary hit points. For the same duration, you are under the effects of the Bless spell. No concentration required. It's a very bubbly liquid. Apparently it's soda.
Is that what soda does in real life?
I guess so.
I feel like it has a small poison effect in real life.
All that extra HP makes you fat.
Oh, okay. Makes sense. More of me to love.
So nobody wants to buy that one, though.
No, how much is it?
150.
Jesus Christ. How much temporary HP?
10.
Eh.
But also a Bless effect.
It stops you from being frightened.
That's pretty decent if we
The
really need
D4
it.
to saves and attack rolls.
That's pretty decent if we really needed like a throwdown, just like potion, but I don't know. I think we're fine by ourselves. What do you think, Turtle?
I think don't have the money to spend.
I have the money to buy it, but I'm asking if you think I should buy it.
Well, fine if you don't. I was going to sell it to some captains of the guard. They happen to have a little bit more point and occasionally a bit more need of it.
If you feel like you'll get use out of it, go ahead.
Nah, I'm good.
Alright, everyone politely passes on the potion of heroism, goes along their way. Commander follows up about an hour later. The commander could maybe stop and chat if you wanted.
I mean, if somebody says something to me, I'd probably speak to them, but at the same time, I'm not going to stop and chat with the common folk.
Alright then. So you hold yourself above and beyond these peasants
I
moving
literally-
things with bare hands.
I literally am a noble, so yes.
And you continue onwards, snuffing your nose at them on your way. You feel very superior.
Yeah, I don't like you. Like, I'm the opposite of you.
Iana and crew. About several more miles on the road, you reach the crossroads, and there's a small set of tents around campfires and cooking pots, and a few armored guards standing among them. Enterprising cooks are willing to sell a good meal now and a few more for the road on the cheap. For 6 silver, you can have all the tasty stew you can eat and then some. This will cover food rations for today and the next.
For 6
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good deal.
Is it getting close to night?
No, it is barely even noon.
Well, I was gonna say if it's closer to night, we can set up here and just wait for Commander to catch up.
Nah, I'm good. I'm
You
gonna
can do
eat
whatever you want.
I'll eat the soup.
You still have 3 more hexes you can move, and if he's walking, he has 2.
I don't need any soup. I got plenty of rations.
Are we not like ditching Commander and moving up ahead as fast as we can?
This is all a good question.
We're not
I assume since it's
rushing.
Ayana's carriage, Ayana will be the one to decide.
We're not like rushing. We're not like purposefully trying to leave him in the dirt. He just happens to be slower than us.
Oh, okay. We should kill the dragon before he even gets there, and then return because say he even had a hand in it.
So then, anyone who wants to take them off on the offer, go ahead and do so, and just be sure to remind me later. You will have food to eat. And you move on down the road. Commander, you see those peasants having a sale. Do you even bother with them?
I'm sorry, a sale on what?
Food.
Food, tasty stew, cooked right there and then.
No, that sounds horrible.
Alright. You forgo the nice warm meal.
My hand vibrates.
Nothing can warm your cold heart. Alright. Iana and crew. Civilization becomes thin, and you encounter your first bit of open trail. The quiet is broken by a traveling musician and his lute, going the opposite direction. He tries to flag you down and, calls out. Spare some coin for a tune, fine sirs. Guaranteed to raise the spirit. Personalized to each and every one of you. Your names and fantastic stories. Fighting off dragons, saving the day. What do you think?
I literally open the door to my carriage and just chuck 5 gold coins at him just to let him leave me alone.
Oh, gracious day, good sir. And he wasn't eaten alive.
Where's Viceroy?
Just chugging along, not really paying attention.
No, I
Oh,
mean,
right.
He's sitting in my carriage.
Okay, good.
I'm on my own horse.
No, he's helping carry Commander.
You chuck some gold at him to leave you be, and carry on.
It's like a drive-by, but instead of shooting someone, I just throw gold coins at him.
Commander, once you start hitting the open road, a peasant dares to speak to you. Spare some coin for fine tunes, sirs. Guaranteed to raise the spirits.
Ignored.
Your name and tales of heroism far and wide.
Ignored.
Listen, life isn't just one big
And he was eaten alive, and he carries along.
Look, man, life is like a hurricane here in Border Fort. lasers, race cars, aeroplanes.
Let's see. Ayana and crew, are you going to be stopping here for the night with extra time to just settle in, rest at camp, and otherwise take your time? Or are you going to press on for an additional?
Is it night?
It's getting close to dusk. You can definitely make more progress and still have plenty of time to set up camp.
Let's keep going.
You sure we could fortify the place with the extra time if we stop here?
Nah, I'm okay. Let's just go.
Okay. So
Let's just get there and be done.
I'm gonna sit on the top of the car or sit where I can see outward to avoid bandit and camp or traps. Just being wary, vigilant.
Okay, so you progress an extra little bit down the road, correct, Diana?
Yeah.
I know Ayana has super dark vision, so we should be fine.
Alright. Ayana, along the way, you pass by a group of traveling Hammerites. They wear red and silver, have heavy armor, and one of them is dressed in robes as a priest. They barely give you all a glance, maybe even looking a little bit suspiciously at the lot of you. A half-orc, a dragon, a cat. Ugh.
Anyone else just imagine a group of walking hammerhead sharks?
Yeah.
Yes. And they all walk past you. Commander,
My urge to stab has raised a few points.
it's getting time for night. And quiet nearly rules the road once more until nightfall. In the distance, Commander, you can see the smoke of a campfire. Men wearing red and silver, with hammers in their hands, emblazoned on their chest, prepare safe ground for themselves, and regard you suspiciously. You could talk to them, maybe even try to make camp with them.
Oh, that's a shame. Those are literally the ones I was like gonna bow my head to. But the suspicious glares, fuck those guys. Gonna keep going.
Okay.
But
But
you
this
could
is the
just
time
leave
to
it.
make camp, as it is the end of the day.
I don't need camp. I'll fall asleep in my chair and keep going.
Wait, what?
I'm being carried on a sedan chair. I'll fall asleep in my
Right,
chair
but you
and
have
I'll keep
people
going.
with you. You can't.
Yes, I can.
Okay. Iana and crew, you go ahead and rest for the night. Do you take any kind of watches or anything?
I'll take a watch.
Yeah, so will I.
Okay, so you distribute the responsibility.
Yeah, I take no watches, but Jorge, my hireling, has a procedure every time if we get attacked. He's just to hop out of the driver's seat and just hide under the carriage until they go away.
Jorge San Juan de Marco.
Oh,
Okay.
yes, I'm-
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay.
Whoever is going to be doing watches for the night.
Oh, good.
Good
Oh,
for
no.
you.
Go bad.
I
Did
actually
you see Commander and his unseen servants walk past?
Wokdrum, you would notice a fire in the distance behind you. Perhaps it was the group that was traveling by in their campsite. It's beyond the horizon and not even visible. But during the night, you see the smoke and you see it go out.
Pay more attention to that way, but don't really do anything.
Fair enough. Commander, you are asleep.
Yep. My men have perception now, so good there.
Let me just go ahead and...
Do we see him go past?
Yes, Quincy. While you're taking your watch, you hear something coming down the road. Quite a lot of armored figures. And of course, carrying something over their shoulder. Someone a little familiar.
What the fuck?
Huh. That's not something you usually see.
Well, if they can walk day and night, I think we can just rush and be okay. I think we'll get there roughly the same time.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. But you don't stop or do anything about it.
And by the way, it's also not just my men. There's like a dog running around with them. There's an
The
owl
dog doesn't
flying
need to
about.
rest.
Yeah,
What
but
does the dog do while you sleep and they keep force marching?
probably. I mean, when I fall asleep, the dog would probably just leap up there onto the sedan chair and fall asleep at my feet. That sort of thing.
Alright, so you're not above dogs.
No, it's my dog. My dog is still better than the lowliest peasant, or even the highest peasant for that matter. It goes peasantry, merchant class, nobility. That's the pecking order.
Where do you fit in adventurers?
Peasantry?
Ah, yes. The peasantry will overrise and overtake.
No, because that's what peasantry is. Peasantry. Adventurers are peasants that think they can overcome their status. That's why you're peasants.
My urge to kill Theta has never been stronger.